Yeah. Here, apparently, to record a commercial or two, it is the great Lonie Paxton. Lonnie, hello.
Let's go. Thanks for having me.
How long has it been? How long has it been since you've seen Wiggy? It's probably been. When was the last time you and I saw
Tom's event?
Yeah, Tom's event.
Yeah.
Man, that was good for the soul, man.
Yeah.
We went back, and there was like 100 and something guys there and families.
It was so nice. You got invited to everything.
I'm America's guest sometimes.
Some people didn't get invited to the good stuff.
And it's that West Coast circle, man. Brady circles West Coast, and then he'll sprinkle Gronk in.
Yeah.
Gronk's kind of bi-coastal too. So.
Yeah, but he's more of, Jules is a West Coast guy.
Yeah.
Lonnie's a West Coast guy. So
he's a good time.
That's how you explain that.
Well, he's in the circle. I'm on the outside looking in, but believe me, it's a beautiful circle to be in if you can get in there.
So, in case you don't know, I don't know why you wouldn't, arguably the greatest long snapper in the history of the NFL, Lonie Paxton. I don't know who else is in the running.
Well, I mean, difference between the worst long snapper and the best long snapper could be with just one play. So I'll take the best for right now.
I'll take it. The man credited for the invention of the snow angel
I'll take that.
As an NFL celebration.
I'll take that.
And what are you doing now? What are you doing?
Man, so when I got done playing, I worked at GoPro. I was leading their global sports entertainment and traveling the world, had athletes and money to do things, and then they cut everyone in 2020. So since then, I've been business developing, helping some companies raise money, helping some charities. I got a film project coming out about to come back from brain injuries. And I spend a lot of time in Boston doing media projects or charitable work. So I love coming back here. I married a girl from here, so it's one of those things there's family out here.
Right.
Yeah.
Was she a cheerleader as well?
She was.
Yeah, I remember that.
Wow, you and Bill both dating cheerleaders.
I mean, I think I started the trend, and then it went to Gronk, and then, it just graduated.
Cheerleaders are the best.
Wasn't that? I thought that was against the rules.
She got clipped, but it worked out.
It worked out in the end for her.
Yeah.
I mean, how long were you able to keep it a secret for?
See, that's the thing. I think she got snitched on.
One of the other.
Terrible.
Yeah,
the jealous ones.
Yes,
I think it was a snitch job. We were out in Boston. I was kind of like, hey, maybe we shouldn't do this, and but who's gonna? I'm not Tom Brady. Like, who's gonna recognize me? And I think she drove my truck. I used to drive the big, had like 35-inch wheels, 8-inch lift, the biggest truck in Boston.
Yes.
She drove it to practice one day. I was like, babe, I don't know if that was probably the right move, but.
Big truck, small D. That's what they say.
Yeah. It's
I don't say it, but
you just did.
Yes, I did.
He just told us that big noses mean that you have a big downstairs.
Well,
as
that's what science said it. I didn't tell you that. That's a new
big
determination.
hands, big gloves.
No, he says the hands don't matter.
No, the hands don't matter.
What is the if you could for those who
to be honest, Greg spends an inordinate amount of time thinking about other men's Johnsons.
For those that are aspiring long snappers, maybe listening right now, what is the single key if you were going to suggest the single key to being a successful long snapper? What would it be?
Oh, is
it velocity? Is it
no?
Is it grip?
I mean, obviously repetitions. That you got to do it a bunch in weather. You got to do a bunch with wet balls. You got to do it with, in situations. But I think it's placement. Because a lot of times you could have the fastest snap in the world, but if it's off to the side or low, it throws the punter's rhythm off. So I always prided myself on a tight spiral and placement.
It's the accuracy of everything.
Yeah. I mean, I used to, I can say this now because I'm retired, but I used to win thousands of dollars throwing these things in buckets, and I turned off a light switch one time in the locker room, in a couple tries. It wasn't like the first try on some of these things, but
you were able to snap a ball and shut a light switch off.
Yeah. I had witnesses too. It wasn't just like me doing it and now telling the story.
You won like $5,000 for that, I hope.
Well, from Tommy, I might have won something, but that's for off mic. But I would always have a ball with me, ironically, like cruising the beach in California or messing around. I'd have one in my truck, and guys would inherently say, hey, see if you can hit that stop sign from 20 yards away. And so we'd come out when Dable was there. We'd just call it the aim game. We'd be out pre-practice, like, hey, man, hit his knee 3 times, and I'd get it, or put it on his left shoulder twice, and I'd miss a few times, but that helped me kind of find that placement and know how I had to let the ball go to put it where I wanted.
And talk about job security. If you can do it and you can do it well, you'll do it for a long time in the
Cardona.
NFL. Yeah, you'll do it for a long time. This is, probably one of the most job secure, places to be when you're thinking about in the NFL is the long snapper.
Well, no one wants to do it either. There's only 32 of us, and everyone gets out in the practice like, that's easy, I could do it. But when it really comes down to it, and it's 6 inches of snow, and it's time to, kick a 48-yard field goal, no one really wants that job.
It's all about practice.
Yeah, it's practice.
And also, I'm sure that when Wiggy started talking in the locker room, you would just go outside and practice to get away from him.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they were in their own little section anyways of practice.
Yeah.
We used to look over there and go, damn, I should have been a long snapper.
Yeah.
Did you have any respect, be honest, for the long snapper?
Well, the long
That's enough.
Oh God!
Here we go.
It's
they
not
were in the
good.
group of the kickers and everything. They were over there.
Just be honest.
We were working. We didn't look at them as football players.
Listen, though, that's why
Jeez.
I wore a 60s number, right? I played O-line in high school and college, started every year, and so I got demoted to be just the long snapper, but I kept a 60s number, so I felt like I was
Kind of part
with
of
the
it.
fat boys and kind of with them. But obviously, I'm standing over there half the time. I'm like, what really am I doing right now?
And we look over there and go, damn, I wish I was a long snapper right now. And you got to listen to this and listen to that and scream it. So it's like, it's fun, though. But
I think the long snapper did pretty damn good for himself going home with the cheerleader. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, they put us right there next to him, so
This is their fault.
It's bound to
It's their
happen.
fault.
this is not my fault.
that was the best
How do
thing
you
about it.
think you are very close with Tom? How do you think he's going to do on television?
I think it's going to be great. I mean, obviously television, and Wiggy, you probably figured this out, is like you can't play the middle for the longest time you want to, but it's really what sets guys aside, because Teddy was that way for a long time, just play down the middle,
So because you're reluctant to criticize,
right,
guys.
and that's what some guys don't go into the media for. You don't want to criticize, but I think Tom's perspective on a lot of things, I don't even think he's going to go that route. It's more like the tactics of it, and get into his head about situational stuff, which is like what Bill does.
If you can just be yourself, and Tom obviously does that, and if he criticizes from the place of like, oh, here's how I would criticize me if I messed up, I think that's that's the best way of doing it. Guys don't feel it as being that bad.
But you don't think he's going to hold back? Like during games, I think he'll call people out if they need to be called out.
I think he will, because that's what people want to hear, because they know that he'd call himself out.
Right.
Does it surprise you when it comes to Bill how much he is doing? Whether
Yes,
it does.
Yeah, I mean the guy goes
Is it like
from
a shock?
no media to now 4 shows or whatever.
Right?
But maybe that's what his plan was all along. Like, I'm going to hide this stuff until the very end, and then I'm going to come out and
get paid for
and
it.
kill it.
And kill it.
Yeah.
Did you talk to him I'm sure you talked to him at Tom Brady night.
At the roast. Well, we talked at the roast.
Oh, you talked the roast.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you were there at the roast.
Yeah, that was savage is what that was.
That was. Yeah.
Man, yeah, that was cool just to see everybody. But it was a cool moment as well. Like the whole toasting with Kraft and that was real tequila.
Yeah.
It was real tequila.
Oh yeah, that was tequila straight a lot of the times. But it was fun, and you got a chance to see him, and it's different now when you see him, right? It's like on the field. It's like the emperor walking around, like you don't want to look him in the eyes,
Right?
And then you get off field, you get retired. It's like, hey, LP, what's
And he's
up?
like,
How's the
great.
family?
And he's like a completely
He
different guy.
really is a completely different guy.
Were you afraid of him?
Oh hell yeah,
Yeah.
Because I don't have a ton of product to put out there to judge. So in punt team one day it might be 10 snaps.
Right.
In a game it might be 8. So like I have limited chances for error. So I felt I was here 9 seasons. I felt every day I was getting cut.
Pressure is crazy.
I couldn't even buy a house for a long time. It's like I've signed a 5-year deal. I'm not buying a house because I might be gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you got screwed in Dynasty?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
You don't think Bill did?
Oh, Bill.
Yeah.
Bill.
You think Bill did?
I think that was a con job, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Dynasty, a lot of guys will look at that and say, not the whole story came out. It was exactly what a lot of these kind of big corporate media do. They try to push a narrative and fit everyone. I mean, Joel said he sat in the chair for 6-7 hours and only got like 30 seconds on camera.
Because drama sells. That's what
sells.
That's what they want to hear.
The first 2 episodes, though, man, that brought me back.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, my kids are crying. Like, Dad, there you are.
That's it. Those are the only episodes we need to watch.
Yeah, you too. Yeah.
That's it. After the first 2 episodes, it goes downhill. You don't need to watch anything else.
I'm always interested, Lonnie, guys on that team that changed everything, not just with the Patriots, but Boston sports really shifted when the Patriots won that championship and then led to 2 decades of unprecedented success. When watching those things, when did you know that you had something special? Like, was it only after you won the Super Bowl? Was it at a point during that regular season? When did you think the Patriots, who had no expectations, were a team that could actually, do a snow angel in the divisional playoff game?
Man, to me, it was, I hadn't remembered a lot of that stuff, and I was watching the old footage and the narratives, so you don't try to play into that stuff when it's in real time, and then looking back, and obviously the drama of Drew and Tom, and then the vets stepping up for Tom to just be like, hey man, okay, we're going with you, and let's pick up our game and not put too much pressure on him. I thought just rallying around that moment in Boston sports, and obviously with 9/11 and all of the stuff in America, and being the Patriots and be able to come out on top in the last game of Foxborough Stadium, and then in the Super Bowl, that just solidified that you can do it. Yeah, the next year we didn't make the playoffs, but there was some roster changes and that came along the way. So I mean, I thought that just that transition from Drew to Tom and standing up for your beliefs, and I think it's this kid and actually like showing toughness. Looking back, that was a hard choice to make Tom over Drew, really hard. That could have sent people
because Wiggy was over there saying, you're just the kicker, be quiet.
That's why I didn't look at any.
You're hanging out with the kickers. Stop. We don't want to hear from you.
We sure would have remembered Lonnie if he had a bad snap on the 48-yard field goal that Gary hit.
Oh yeah. That was the scariest moment.
I think it's underappreciated.
Yeah.
The role
we make it look easy because that's what we do all day long, and when it does go wrong, people are scrambling. They're snapping on the sideline. Yeah, they're like, the announcers are, did you see that idiot over there? Just throw it over his head. And I remember when I got hurt, it was like a 1-week process to find a guy, because there's guys on the street they don't trust. That's why they're on the street.
Did you see that great Patriots short episode on the elementary school teacher that was the long snapper for the Super Bowl against the Panthers?
Yeah, Kinchin, who sliced his finger open the morning of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He was buttering a bagel with a steak knife. Oh. And this was the year I tore my ACL. Another guy got hurt. They brought another guy, didn't make it. And then this guy hadn't played for 3 years.
Yeah.
And,
well, the dude who hit the 66-yard field goal over the weekend was like tried out for an MLS team. I think he was a teacher also, like a chemistry teacher or something like that. Which
we got a lot of
amazing.
extra time, specialists.
We got to be able to do it.
Special teams.
Because when somebody gets hurt, like you said, they're scrambling, and then they ask every player, hey, has anybody snapped?
Yeah.
And, everybody, like for tight ends, like, yeah, well, I snapped. That was the backup in college. Right. And then it's like a couple snaps still over. All right, we got to figure something out.
I remember I tore my ACL against the Dolphins when, the Snow Bowl game, and Teddy had the pick six. Tore my ACL early third quarter, and I couldn't move, but I'm like limping around, and Russ Hochstein's over there strapping his helmet on like I'm going up, because he does it in practice, and Belichick's like, get that out. Just snap it.
Don't even worry about running or nothing.
Get out there.
Because the game has changed now. Like, you can't even touch the long snapper no more.
Yeah.
Back when we played, forget it. It was like, just as soon as the ball snapped, try to run him over.
It's the easiest. I mean, I got my head between my legs. I ain't even looking at you.
And Tom didn't feel the need to make you put a towel back there or a talcum powder. Or
and I did some 7-on-7 center stuff, and I put a towel back there.
You put a towel back there for Tom Brady's convenience?
I didn't do the old coping trick where he'd just go no underwear and see what happens. But.
All right.
Lonnie wanted to stay in the circle.
Yeah.
I think probably if a guy is making contact with you in that area while football is being snapped, you're always in the circle, I would say.
Yeah.
Always. You're
as
always
close
in the
as you need to be.
Yeah, as close as you need to be. All right. Well, listen, it's great to see you.
You too,
You're doing
buddy.
a commercial. We should mention you're here doing some commercials for
East Coast Metal Roofing.
East Coast Metal
and,
Roofing.
Just helping my boy Paul out and
great guy.
Exactly. Like to help those guys out. And we golfed at Big Poppy's event, Marco Island, and
Awesome.
had a rip-roaring time. So the more I can do to help all the business leaders here, community here, I love doing that.
All right, Lonie Paxton.
Yeah.
Awesome to see you.
Thank you, brother.
All
Appreciate
right.
the time, boys.
Yeah,
We'll
Lonnie.
take
girls.
them and girls, please. Oh God, don't start that again.
Because as soon as you leave the
gonna
studio,
lose it.
she's gonna be like, "Oh my God, I can't
love
believe
it. Yeah.
Can't believe what Lonnie said."
Lonnie came in here, said hi,
Nope.
guys.
He
Didn't
caught
say
him.
hi, girl.
Nope, guys is fine. Guys is encompassing.
mean,
Gentleman is tough.
That's
Just
right.
think about it. You were a cheerleader at BC. You missed your opportunity by like a year.
Yeah. Nope. He landed himself a nice one.
No good-looking long snappers when you.
No, I dated the quarterback at BC. Yeah.
Oh, excuse us.
Yeah.
Oh, I dated the quarterback at BC.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excuse us.
We're basically an upside-down quarterback.
Yeah, that's true.
Define dated.
Yeah.
All
4
right.
years.